Welcome back to Income Trading 101. Today we will take a look at Klaytn versus the US dollar. And today is Sunday, May the 16th. Getting ready for a new trading week. And why not start it with a little crypto? So we've got data all the way back to early September, September the 4th of 2020. And we're going to go ahead, get rid of this volume piece. And I'm going to add in some moving averages and just do what I do every time. So we'll do 3 moving average ranges. I like to use a 10, a 20, and a 60. So on this daily, this is a 10-day, which I put in green as my buy signal. We've got a 20-day, which I'll put in red as a kind of mid-range sell signal. And then we're going to add in a 60-day. Boom. And there we have it. So at this point, you've seen during this during periods of increasing price range, the 10 remains above both the 20 and the 60. I like to look for all 3 to be in line. Right now you can see either with the numbers in the upper left-hand corner of the screen, or even with the visual, you can see that the green line is between the yellow and the red, which I call period of convergence. When all the moving averages are starting to converge and cross, I like to see them specifically in the order of if they're all in order up or down, then that lets me know if it's bullish or bearish. When it's in this period, you could also call it consolidation. Like sideways markets, you just want to really be careful, because I don't feel like the moving average itself is giving a clear direction. Let's drop down to a 1 hour. And when I drop down to a 1 hour chart, you can see just recently all 3 moving averages got in line. So you have the 60, which is higher than the 20, which is above the 10. And what that means is that in this scenario where all 3 are in line, and the 10 is on the bottom and the 60 is on top, this is a bearish signal. So we've got a bearish signal coming at the 1 hour. At the 30-minute, we also have a bearish. Wow, this is it's actually pretty interesting. This afternoon has been rather active. Actually, this would have been this morning. So it's been active, and this afternoon has been very bearish on price. So we've got bearish in both the hourly and the 30-minute. Let's look at the 15-minute. 15 minutes interesting. This little up move has pulled the 10 period a little closer to the red, but ultimately we still are seeing a bearish signal with the 10. If you look at it numerically up in this upper left-hand corner, when I'm over here, you can see that the 10 period is at $2.47. The 20 is at $2.49, and the 60 is at $2.64. So those are all in line still, showing a bearish move. So we've got bearish indicators in the 1 hour, the 30-minute, and the 15-minute. So to me, that could be enough to go ahead and decide to either exit. I know a strategy that's worked well for many in crypto has been buying the dips. That can work well, or it could mean that you have a long-term trade. Nothing worse than when short-term losses become a long-term trade. If you've traded long enough, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Let's kick back out to the 1 day. The daily chart's going to get rid of the moving averages and swing over to a MACD. It's my favorite momentum indicator. It does make use of moving averages, and if you don't understand this indicator, definitely check out one of the videos I made on how to trade stock using technical analysis. Even though I use stock in that title, this fully applies for crypto, for futures, for any other asset class that you're trading, Forex, whatever. And the kicker is, in that video, I explain the calculation of moving averages and why I use them. And I also explain the MACD indicator. So, because this is not magic, it's just math. All right. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. So at the daily, we had back on April 3rd, a big crossover here. And I like to wait for it to fall below the zero line and go negative. However, There are times when I use a crossover like this and say a bearish indicator in either the hourly or 30-minute or something like that, some other if I got a bearish signal in a moving average as well, and I confirmed it with the MACD, I would actually go ahead and make this trade, knowing or believing that stock or price action on this cryptocurrency was going to head lower, which it did. And then you can see during these sideways markets, the what do you call it, MACD is less useful. It's just sort of moving a little bit, but not really making a crossover that would lead to a trade. Let's look at the hourly. So in the hourly moving averages, we had a bearish pattern. Here, this would have been a significant, just a couple days ago, a significant bearish crossover, and then it would have fallen below the zero line. And we did have that pullback, but that pullback for this buy signal never did really cross back positive and remain positive. It crossed on right back negative. So that would have confirmed a bearish signal in the 1 hour. In the 30-minute, the real bearish signal also happened on May the 14th, and it crossed over into negative territory on Saturday the 15th. And even though it's crossed positive, it just didn't do a lot here. I probably would have exited and then looked to sell or to exit on this. You've got this crossover here that happened earlier this morning on May the 16th, and it immediately went negative. I love that. So, and then let's look at the 15-minute too. The shorter the time frames, the more volatile these indicators get. So this would have been a nice little sell signal this morning, earlier this morning, and then it did go on negative, and you could have sold that all the way down and put some sort of a stop in, or certainly exited when this little bias signal came on, triggered earlier this afternoon. So that's it for the MACD. Let's go ahead and take a bigger look at just like structure and how this is looking overall. And by the way, if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe. It really does help me out, and I love making these videos, and trust me, I'll keep them coming as long as I know you guys are watching, and you have so far, so I really appreciate it. So let's do a couple of things. I love looking at channels because it's a great way to see, when did price action actually fall out of that channel? Has it fallen out? So in this scenario, if this channel were to continue, right, I'll just extend it down. That's what it should have looked like. So we did here on April 27th fully crossed out and remained outside of that channel. Let's do the same thing. Actually, I want to going to come down here, just expand this over so we can see it a little better. Go ahead and get another channel going just for where we are right now, because I feel like this is a channel, even though. So yeah, that is just about, very clearly a sideways channel. And, as you trade using different indicators, you'll get a sense of what works for you and what doesn't. And that structure right there ends up costing me money every time, right? In theory, you could sell the top of the channel and buy the low of the channel. Problem is the lows can go lower, and the highs, selling it, you might actually be selling the very time it's a breakout. So I'm always looking for a trend to follow. I want my trades to be, I just want to catch onto a trend that's already happening. I'm not looking to guess the next trend. I'm also not looking to, to be the guy that catches the whole move. Like I can make, and I have made great money on catching pieces of large moves or pieces of other moves. So right now, I really feel like we're in, specifically in Klaytn, a bit of a challenging period. The reason why, you have these highs that have just come right on down, right? So I'm just going to draw that there. So we've kind of moved beyond there. And we also have kind of this, it's almost a bit of a triangle going on in this name. And we've pushed above, but this lower end is still extending. So hopefully that sort of support level will end up maintaining itself, right? I don't even need to bring that over. I can just do that and that there. I was trying to get the bottom there. We are out of this triangle, which is positive. So maybe we are about to pop in Klaytn. That'd be great to see. I think it easily could double in price from here, where it is right now, $2.50. I mean, we had a high of essentially, what is the high there? $5.45, almost $5.50. So this coin clearly has the capacity or the ability to retest its highs. We're just waiting on that to happen. And I mean, it got a great low pop back here, going 10x basically, really 11x, to go from roughly 50 cents all the way to $5.50 is huge. Sure, we saw 20x. We've seen this year some of these altcoins and whatnot get a 20x parabolic move, but I take 10x on my money every day of the week, right? Or even just doubling it if I were to buy Klaytn right here and just anticipating it going back to $5 or somewhere in there, because you still have lots of other levels in here that I think will be significant. So here, I'll draw a few in. This could be definitely some, what do you call it? Support. I'm sorry, some resistance there. I'll change that to red for resistance, or maybe I'll do it in orange. And then as well, and that's all I did was draw a line that covers the top of the previous of that channel that I drew. You can extend it across to see if there's anything there. I really don't think there is. Also, let me do one more thing. Let's just lower it to the bottom, to these lows that we saw back in late March. So just always looking to see, is there more? Are there lots of data points at a specific range that would justify being aware of structure and what orders might also be existing that might sit there. So overall, that's it for this. I am mostly bullish, but I'm being very careful with my capital these days. I would probably wait until this thing crosses $3. That's what I'm doing myself. It's always a function of your risk tolerance, right? So some of you may be willing to pay $2.50 for it right now, and you're like, hey, if it falls back to $2, so be it, I'll buy more. And buying the dips has worked well for a lot of people, but you can end up buying a dip that goes lower and lower and lower and lower, and you have to be willing, if you're going to do that, to what do you call it, hold on for dear life. So not really my trading style, even though it probably should be in this market. But hey, what do you think? What any of you guys trade Klaytn? Is this something that you have in your portfolio or that you've been watching in your peripheral? Let me know. I love to hear what's going on. I certainly can't be aware of everything in crypto, but I do enjoy sharing these videos with you. And for that reason, please do subscribe to the channel. And that's it. Have a great weekend and happy trading.